Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Monday, November 20th, 2023. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Lance Brock here, coming off of a huge weekend in pro wrestling. AEW Full Gear is now in the books. Major announcements were made. A new signing to AEW was revealed. And before I get into and talk more about this past weekend's Full Gear pay-per-view, I just want to go over Raw tonight a little bit. And tonight's Raw is the go-home show before this Saturday's Survivor Series Premium Live event. And will actually be held here in my home state of Michigan in Grand Rapids. Unfortunately, I will not be there. And this Saturday, Survivor Series will be live in Chicago at the Allstate Arena. So just might as well go ahead now and let the rumors begin about CM Punk's return taking place at the Survivor Series this Saturday. Because every time that WWE returns to Chicago, whether it actually is likely or not that CM Punk is returning, he's gonna be getting the chance in the arena there at Allstate. They're going to be buzzing and saying, CM Punk is coming back this Saturday at the Survivor Series. Now, I don't know, will he or won't he come back to WWE or not? And if I had to answer that question honestly, I would probably say that we probably will not see him back in WWE anytime soon, but I have been wrong many times before, so I could kind of see Saturday at the Allstate Arena, thousands and thousands of people showing up there, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if we do get a lot of CM Punk chants in the arena, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see him coming back. Like at Full Gear this weekend, I saw a sign. Somebody had IWC on it with it scratched off. And so, once again, I just don't really see it taking place tonight. And let's get into tonight's Raw. There will be a match to determine who will have the man advantage in the men's War Game match. Raquel Rodriguez will be going one-on-one against Nia Jax. Should be a pretty good match. And also on Raw tonight, I believe we should get the return of Corey Graves to commentary. I wouldn't say that he was bad, but I definitely wasn't the biggest fan of Road Dogg on commentary. I just thought with Vic Joseph and Michael Cole, or not Vic Joseph, Kevin Patrick, that was thinking about NXT there with Kevin Patrick and Michael Cole. He just didn't really mesh that well. I just was not really a fan of him on commentary. So hopefully, like I said, Corey Graves will return this Monday, tonight, I should say, on Raw to the commentary desk. Also, Chad Gable will go one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura. And we will hear from Becky Lynch going one-on-one with Xia Li. That should be a good one. And that is the lineup for tonight's Monday Night Raw, live from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Like I said, yes, it is in my home state tonight. But unfortunately, I will not be able to make the trip to Grand Rapids to watch Raw live tonight. I will be watching live from the 360 podcast studios at home, of course. But now back onto last Saturday night. Of course, it was Full Gear. Will Ospreay was announced by Tony Khan on the media scrum, which, yes, I have finally watched in its entirety. The announcement of the new AEW signing, of course, was the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, which is great for AEW. And I know a lot of times people like to get on to Tony Khan and say when he's on social media, he always makes these posts about, a major signing, biggest news in AEW history. And when he does sign somebody, he's always saying, this is what, or this is who wrestling fans call one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's always saying that, but I'd say in the case of Will Ospreay, he is definitely telling the truth in this one. I have even said on this podcast before, if you follow TNA, or soon it will be TNA again in January 13th at Hard to Kill, he has been working a lot with TNA, and that is the reason why that he won't be there full time in February. Like he even said, that is when his contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling officially expires. So I'm guessing as of right now, that means that he's more so working on a handshake agreement deal with TNA/Impact Wrestling right now. But definitely excited to see him there. He had a great match with Josh Alexander on Impact. And when you think about all the other talent AEW has got there, they really don't need any more talent. I would say they're pretty full with all the dream matches you could think of. But I'd say if you're a wrestling fan and you do not include Will Ospreay on the list of your top pro wrestlers today in 2023, I'd say you're probably not a real wrestling fan. Probably, I'd say at least top 5. He's got to be on there. And also, I was kind of surprised that this signing was given away the way it was. Ronda Rousey showing up at the Ring of Honor tapings last Friday night. Of course, if you remember, that Ring of Honor was on or Collision, was on a special Friday night this weekend and was taped after a full year, so they did a set of Collision and Ring of Honor tapings, and Ronda Rousey showed up at the tapings, and this looks like it's not a one-time thing. She started an angle teaming with Marina Shafir, taking on the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion Athena and Billy Starks. I normally don't talk about spoilers. I always say this on the podcast, but the only reason I am talking about this right now is because it does have to do with something major, something very important. So, like I've said, I'm going to break my rule and talk a little bit about spoilers here. Apparently, Billy Starks attacked Athena with the Ring of Honor women's title during the match. I saw her post on her social media pretty much something like, "Oh, I did what I did. No mistakes. Or no accidents," something like that. I could be saying that wrong, but that is pretty much what Billy Starks said. Of course, if you have been following Ring of Honor every week on Honor Club, as you should be, you would know that they're doing a whole Minion in Training angle with Billy Stark and Lexi Nair, the backstage interviewer. They've been doing that for a while now. And I am, like Tony Schiavone would say, I am desperately out of time. I am here at work now, so I have to wrap up the podcast. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in this morning. Hope everyone has had a very good Monday morning. And hopefully tonight we'll have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic available wherever you listen to your podcast. Remember, you can leave your comments and your opinions on AEW Full Gear in the comment section, either here on Spreaker, YouTube, or whichever podcast app website you listen to on. And I will talk to everyone tomorrow morning. But until then, have a great pro wrestling day.